Alright, listen up, you absolute legends. Today I'm tackling one of the most idiotic, brain cell draining comments I've ever read on one of my videos. Trust me, it's like this person's two brain cells are in a knife fight and they're both losing. We're diving head first into deep end of gaming commentary ignorance, sprinkled with a side of toxic nonsense, all aimed at XDefiant. Yeah, I'm looking at you, twonk. Yeah, you know you are. You think you know what's going on with XDefiant, but spoiler alert, you don't. Stick around and I'll give you a reality check your mum forgot to give you. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. It helps channel grow apparently. Trust me, you'll need it. Right, let's crack this wide open, shall we? Here's what this twonk had to say. And brace yourselves, the ignorance is strong with this one. People reporting on state or XDefiant aren't responsible for its poor state any more than a reporter on a fire is arsonist. Oh, for fuck's sake. Look, mate, that's the most naive take I've seen since people thought No Man's Sky was going to be a multiplayer on launch. Press absolutely can and does make matters worse in gaming world. I've seen reports come in and then suddenly, boom, player base takes a nosedive like it's just been told Santa ain't real. When these so-called journalists start spewing negativity for clicks, it impacts games' momentum. You think that doesn't hurt? Numbers drop, players bail, and guess what? Developers get sacked. Game's on a tightrope and some clown like Tom Henderson starts jumping up and down on it with the doom and gloom headlines. You really want to tell me that don't affect things? Come off it. Not a conspiracy, it's a chain reaction. Like dominoes, except at end at line, real people lose their jobs because Karen on Twitter didn't get a perfect patch. And then there's this absolute gem from our twonk. No one is killing XDefiant. It's just dying a natural death sooner than we hoped. Right, first off, let's address elephant in room. Who the hell is we? They sound like some doomsday prophet who's been praying for the downfall of this game, but trying to dress it up as if you're just an innocent bystander. Sooner than we hoped? It's like you're admitting you've already written its eulogy. Pathetic. Listen here, sunshine. XDefiant ain't dying some natural death. This ain't some peaceful walk into sunset. It's more like getting jumped on in a dark alley by a bunch of neckbeards with vendettas against Ubisoft. People are actively trying to tear this game down. COD fanboys? Oh, they're frosting at mouth just waiting for an excuse to gloat. You think they're playing fair? They've been out here slinging mud at XDefiant like it's an Olympic event. And press just stands them more ammo. And you've got cheek to say it's natural. Newsflash, mate, sabotage is real, and I've seen it before. Negativity and mob mentality, toxic community rants all pile up, make it harder for a game like XDefiant to get a fair shot. But now, let's all pretend it's just nature taking its course, yeah? Total bollocks. If this game stumbles, it's because people like you stood on its throat. Now we get to Bungie part of this absolute clown show. This twonk continues. Again, success don't mean devs won't be laid off. Just ask the 220 laid off by Bungie right after Final Shape release to rousing success. Oh, brilliant. Using Bungie layoffs as an example like it's some kind of smoking gun for your argument. Mate, that's not proof or all, other than PlayStation's corporate mismanagement playing musical chairs with people's livelihoods. Bungie's layoffs weren't cause games sucked or cause some neckbeard on YouTube whinged about it. They happened cause Jim Ryan bumbled and overspent his lame attempt to block Microsoft acquiring ABK. So Sony execs looked at spreadsheets and decided they could recoup losses by absorbing Bungie, laying off excess. First sign of that were when they told Jim Ryan to step down or be fired. So when you compare Bungie layoffs to XDefiant, it's like comparing apples to nuclear bombs. Complete different situations. XDefiant's team is already internally integrated. There's naught to absorb. And if you think reports won't matter to Ubisoft's decision making, well, I've got some land to sell you on Mars. And now let's hit real low point of your rambling nonsense twonk. Bit where you say, no conspiracy, but if XDefiant fails, it'll be because the game wasn't good enough to retain players. Oh, mate, you really just don't get it, do you? You can't slap a no conspiracy sticker on a sentence and pretend it covers up fact that there's a full-blown hit job happening right in front of your eyes. Gaming community can be vicious. We've seen it with review bombing, targeted harassment, and smear campaigns. And yet here you are acting like none of this plays a role in success or failure of a game. You talk about game not being good enough, but that's not all story, is it? XDefiant's had issues, sure, but what live service game hasn't? If we're being honest, half the games you probably worship come out buggy messes. The difference is, those games had time to find the feet. Meanwhile, XDefiant's been fending off COD fanboys, bad press, and idiots who live for watching Trainwreck. Hell, I've seen people slating game who've never even played it. They're just here for drama. You really think that doesn't affect player retention? Grow up. This isn't some natural death or game just failing on its own merit. It's people like you, toxic trolls and negative press amplifying every little hiccup and turning it into sign of doom. And if you genuinely don't believe that contributes to game's struggle, well, you're about as naive as a puppy in a lion's den. Bottom line, XDefiant has potential, and it don't need armchair critics like you telling everyone it's doomed. Now that we've waded through that swamper idiocy, let's wrap this up. Listen here, twonk. Your comment were like a bad fart. Unnecessary, lingering, and downright unpleasant for everyone involved. XDefiant ain't perfect, but to suggest it's already got one foot in grave because some keyboard warriors and journalists can't keep their mouths shut? Absolute bollocks. Game's still got potential. It just needs a chance. Some gaming community's pretty bloody bad at giving these days. So to the rest of you watching, here's takeaway. Don't let these clowns or their doomsday predictions put you off. XDefiant deserves more than headline hysteria and this misery tour from our twonk. If you got even slight interest in game, log in and play. Form your own opinion. Don't rely on internet's usual band of doom merchants. Before you go, smash that like button, hit subscribe and leave a comment below with your thoughts and gaming stories. Who knows, I might just feature them in a video. I'll see you next time, you magnificent.